Welcome back. I am Pratap here. Today's premium report is accessible to all the members, and today is the 1st December 2025. In this video, I am going to generate different supply demand zone reports, and before generating the reports, please note we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action, and all the training lessons are already available to all the members, even though it is a highly expensive training course. And you can access all the training lessons at our NeoStock YouTube channel by clicking the link post at our homepage. You get access to this post. This post is having 2 YouTube playlist links that are having all the training lessons. The second playlist link is having examples videos from lesson 1.1 to lesson 8.2. The first playlist link is having all the training lessons. I'm clicking on the link. Now we are into supply demand zone price action course. Here you have all the training lessons. You just scroll down to the bottom of the page. Here, starting from lesson 1.1, all the training lessons are placed in an order. So please go through all these lessons one by one, but according to my training instructions. You can find all the training instructions at our Telegram channel. I am providing the link to our Telegram channel in this video description. Go to the video description. Join our Telegram channel. In the old messages or even in the pinned messages, you can find all the training instructions. If you can learn this course according to those training instructions, then it will be helpful to you to become a very good independent trader in the coming days. Please make use of this opportunity. Now I am generating different supply demand zone reports with the help of NeoStock Software's supply demand zone top-down analysis strategy builder. First, I am generating finding the stocks near daily and 75 minutes demand and supply zones. From those reports, we will identify high priority, high liquidity zones, and those zones will be useful for using the strategy, high liquidity zone strategy that you learned in lesson 21.3 video, and those zones will be useful to intraday trades with a good success rate. And later I will generate NIFTY, BANKNIFTY, and then sideways bullish and bearish trade setups for monthly, weekly and daily income trades. After that, I will generate stocks near demand and supply zones for all the time frames. Finally, I will generate stop buffers. Okay. First, daily time frame. Stocks near to the daily demand zone. We got 10 stocks. Those who don't understand the structure of this report, I request you complete the training lesson 21.1 video. In that video, I have explained each and every column, their values, abbreviations in detail. Okay, first, NIFTY consumer durable is a high liquidity zone, but I am not focusing on this because it is not listed in F&O. If it is not listed in F&O, ignoring it. And Alchem is having a daily high liquidity demand zone. Biocon is having a daily high liquidity demand zone. CG Power is having a daily high liquidity demand zone. That's it. We got 3 daily high liquidity demand zones from this list. And also I am giving you very few seconds time to watch the reports. I request you pause the video, study the report. After that, you proceed to the next reports. Follow this approach for all the reports in this video. Okay, next, daily time frame, stocks near to the daily supply zone. We got 7 stocks. Let's identify high liquidity daily supply zones from this list. We don't have any daily high liquidity supply zones from this list. Okay, next time frame is 75 minutes. Stocks near to the 75 minutes demand zone. We got 9 stocks. Let's identify 75 minutes high liquidity demand zones from this list. Yes Bank is having a 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. So we got only one stock from this list. Okay, next for 75 minutes time frame, stocks near to the 75 minutes supply zone, we got 7 stocks. Let's identify 75 minutes high liquidity supply zones from this list. APL Apollo is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. Sonacoms is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. We got 2 stocks from this list. So this is about stocks near demand and supply zones for daily and 75 minutes and identified high liquidity zones. Next I am going to generate NIFTY and BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain reports, starting with NIFTY. So generating monthly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. In any supply demand zone chain report, always look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zones. Look into the pierced column for identifying the pierced zones. Always look into the LTF trend to find the trend of the current time frame you have selected. You already learned one time frame higher is ITF and one more time frame higher is HTF. So apply the same rules for all the supply demand zone chain reports. Lesson 30, one of the videos, lesson 30 series, I already explained how to use NIFTY and BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain reports. Okay, next generating a weekly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. So this is NIFTY supply demand zone chain report. Next I am generating BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. Changing the name to NIFTY Bank. That is nothing but BANKNIFTY. So generating monthly supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating a weekly supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. So this is a BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain report. With this we have completed both NIFTY and BANKNIFTY. Next, I will generate sideways bullish and bearish trade setups for monthly, weekly and daily income trades. Starting with the sideways long trade setup for monthly income trade, entry time frame should be daily, entry zone should be demand zone. In bullish or bearish or sideways trade setup parameter at entry time frame daily, I am selecting sideways long trade setup, and zone achievement I am selecting violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhancer score I am selecting 11 for sideways, and in general these demand and supply zones should not be pierced, but only daily time frame I am allowing pierced zones, and you should not use pierced zones for these particular setups. You should be using them only for pierced zone strategy that you land in lesson 28. Those who would like to use pierced zone strategies, only those people should use. Others should ignore them. That's why only daily time frame I am allowing. Okay, now we got two stocks. We don't have any pierced zones, daily demand zones. So you can plan sideways long trade setup for these daily demand zones, provide lesson 30.3 video checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next sideways short trade setup for monthly income trade. Changes are daily supply zone, and here sideways short trade setup. No stocks are available. Next, bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame zones are daily demand zone, and here I am selecting bullish, and the minimum odd enhancer score for bullish or bearish should be 12. Let's filter. And any pierced daily demand zones, ignore them. Otherwise, you can plan trades in these daily demand zones. First 18 stocks supporting bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. But don't plan directly. We should identify high probability zones that we will discuss later. First 18 stocks on the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 27 daily demand zones are listed. All these zones are daily demand zones. Supply zone should be target zones. Your trade plans you should use daily demand zones. So total we got 27 daily demand zones. Out of these 27 daily demand zones, there could be some high probability trade setup daily demand zones might be available. We should identify them. For that you learned lesson 27. Two strategies I explained in lesson 27. Using those strategies, we can identify high probability trade setup supported entry time frame zones. In this case, daily demand zones. Okay, each strategy, I will generate the report, total 2 strategies, but step by step I will generate the report. Each strategy we have 2 steps. Final step report only you should use. Okay, first step is LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. Let us apply in these 27 stocks. LTF is daily, ITF is weekly. So daily and weekly demand zone confluence. So this is the filter. I am enabling this filter. By applying this filter, out of 27, first 17 stocks. Scrolling the list down, 21 stocks are filtered out of 21. All these 21 stocks are having all these daily demand zones overlapped with weekly demand zone. And weekly trend, that is ITF trend, is uptrend in all the stocks, and daily zone is overlapped with weekly zone. So we are further filtering based on weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. So that is the second and final step in the first strategy. So I am going back. EMA confluence parameter at weekly time frame, I am selecting weekly demand zone having weekly EMA. EMA confluence works only for trending, not sideways. But anyway, weekly trend is uptrend in all the stocks, so you can use weekly EMA confluence. So now we got 14 stocks. So these 14 daily demand zones might be having more high probability to get success. Provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. This is very, very important point. Even though all these 14 stocks are high probability trade setup daily demand zones, if lesson 20 checklist items are not satisfied, you should ignore those daily demand zones. If lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied, then only you should plan on those daily demand zones. You should plan trades on those daily demand zones. Okay, this is the first report. Bullish trade setup, monthly income trade. And let us generate second report also based on the second strategy. So I am going back, removing ITF EMA filter because it is a first strategy specific parameter. Okay, second strategy first parameter, LTF, ITF and HTF demand zone confluence. That is daily, weekly and monthly demand zone confluence. So in the demand zone confluence, we should set three filters. That is daily and weekly demand zone confluence, daily and monthly demand zone confluence, weekly and monthly demand zone confluence. By enabling all the three filters, daily, weekly, monthly demand zone confluence, first step, second strategy, first step, we got 8 stocks. In these 8 stocks, fourth one is sideways, ignore them. And remaining 7 stocks, again we should apply second filter, HTF trend, that is a monthly trend. Is uptrend stocks, you should set the filter monthly demand zone having monthly EMA confluence, because entry time frame daily zone along with weekly zone is overlapped inside the monthly zone. So I am setting EMA filter on the monthly demand zone because the daily entry time frame zone is overlapped inside the monthly demand zone. So monthly demand zone having monthly EMA confluence, but EMA confluence does not work in sideways market. We have one stock sideways, we should filter that stock. That's why in the trend at monthly time frame, I am not selecting sideways, I am selecting only uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. Let's filter. So we got 5 stocks. Out of 8, one is filtered sideways and remaining 7, 5 stocks we got. See, all the monthly trend, HTF trend is uptrend, ITF trend is uptrend. And you should plan trades in these daily demand zones. Ignore the pierced zones, they should be used only for pierced zone strategy. Out of 5, 4 stocks, you can plan your trades for monthly income trade, bullish trade setup, provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied, otherwise higher chances of zone violation. So these are the 2 reports we got for bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame daily, entry zone is supply zone, bullish or bearish. At entry time frame daily, I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement violated, opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score 12. Let's filter. So we got 2 stocks. Entry time frame zones are daily supply zones, and ignore the first one, it is a pierced zone. You should focus trade only in this stock. Let's verify if this zone is having any high probability to get success. So I am applying the 2 strategies you learned in lesson 27. First strategy, first step, LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. Now, because it is bearish trade setup, I am using supply zone confluence, LTF and ITF, that is daily and weekly supply zone confluence. By enabling the filter, we don't have any high probability trade setup daily supply zones that supports bearish trade setup. Okay, I am ignoring this report. Now I am going to the next reports, weekly income trade reports. Weekly income trade sideways long trade setup entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zone. Entry time frame 75 minutes, I am selecting sideways long trade setup, and zone achievement violated, opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score should be 11 for sideways, not 12, 11. And 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So it should not be pierced. So for that, in the I am selecting another parameter, pierced count. In the pierced count parameter, at entry time frame 75 minutes, I am selecting minimum value as 0, maximum value as 0. That means pierced count is 0. Pierced count is 0 means zone is not pierced. Which zone? Demand zone or supply zone? Whichever the zone you select here. Because I selected 75 minutes demand zone, they should not be pierced. So by applying all these filters, we got 6 stocks supporting sideways long trade setup for weekly income trade. And entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zones. You should plan trades in these zones. Provide lesson 30.3 video. Checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next sideways short trade setup for weekly income trade. Changes are 75 minute supply zone and here sideways short. Let's filter. We got 5 stocks. Entry time frame zones are 75 minute supply zone. You can plan trades in these zones only when lesson 30.3 video checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Changes are 75 minutes demand zone. Here bullish. Minimum odd and enhanced score should be 12. Let's filter. We got 11 stocks supporting bullish trade setup for weekly income trade, and all the entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zones. So total we got 11 stocks. Out of these 11, there could be some high probability trade setup supported 75 minutes demand zones might be available. So we should identify those stocks for planning our trades. For that, you learned 2 strategies in lesson 27. So by applying those strategies, we will generate the 2 reports. First strategy, first step, LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. By enabling the filter and applying on the 11 stocks, we got 7 stocks. In all these 7 stocks, all these 75 minutes demand zones are overlapped with daily demand zone. 75 minutes demand zone is part of the daily demand zone. And daily trend, ITF trend is uptrend. Again, I am applying the second filter on this report. That is 75 minutes demand zone having 75 minutes demand zone overlapped with daily. So I am checking daily demand zone having daily EMA confluence or not, because daily trend is uptrend in all the stocks. So all the 7 stocks are filtered. That means all these 75 minutes demand zones might be having more high probability to get success. Provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, now I will generate the second report based on the second strategy. Removing ITF EMA filter. First step in the second strategy, LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence. So 3 filters we have to set: 75 minutes daily and weekly. 75 minutes and daily, 75 minutes and weekly, daily and weekly demand zone confluence. By enabling all the 3 filters, out of 7 we got only 1 stock. So this 75 minutes demand zone having overlapped with daily demand zone, both together again overlapped with weekly demand zone. And weekly trend, HTF trend is uptrend. Again I am applying second filter in the second strategy. That is weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. Because weekly trend is uptrend, I am filtering. So we don't have any high probability trade setup 75 minutes demand zones based on the second strategy. So this is about bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame should be 75 minutes. Entry zone, supply zone, bullish or bearish parameter at 75 minutes. Selecting bearish. Zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum odd and enhanced score 12. And also 75 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter at 75 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 2 stocks supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade, and entry time frame zones are 75 minute supply zones. Out of these 2 75 minute supply zones, any high probability trade setup 75 minute supply zone we should identify. For that I am applying lesson 27 strategies, 2 strategies. So first I am applying first strategy to generate the report. First strategy, first step, LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. that is 75 minutes and daily supply zone Confluence, applying the filter on those two stocks. We don't have any stocks. That means we don't have any high probability trade setup 75 minute supply zones. So this is a weekly income trade reports. Next I will generate daily income trade reports. For daily income trade, sideways long trade setup, entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zone, and in bullish or bearish or sideways trade setup at entry time frame 15 minutes, I am selecting a sideways long trade setup, and zone achievement should be violated, opposing zone, minimum odd and enhanced score should be 11 for sideways, and also, sorry, this is a 15 minutes, sorry for the mistake, it should be 15 minutes demand zone, and this 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter, at 15 minutes time frame, minimum value I am setting 0, maximum value I am setting 0. That means pierced count is 0. Pierced count 0 means zone is not pierced. Which zone? Because we selected 15 minutes demand zone, that won't be pierced. So let's filter. So we got 4 stocks supporting sideways long trade setup for daily income trade, and entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zones. So total 4 stocks are filtered. You can plan trades in these 15 minutes demand zones only if lesson 30.3 video checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next sideways short trade setup for daily income trade. Changes are 15 minutes demand zone, entry time frame zone, and here I am selecting sideways short. Sorry, here I am selecting bullish, and the minimum odd and enhanced score should be 12. Let's filter. We got 10 stocks. Bullish trade setup for daily income trade, and all the entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zones. Out of these 10-15 minutes demand zones, there could be some high probability trade setup supported 15 minutes demand zones might be available. We should identify them based on the 2 strategies that you learned in lesson 27. So first strategy, first step I am applying, that is LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. By enabling the filter, applying on the 10 stocks, we got all the 10 stocks. That means in all the 10 stocks, all these 15 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. And 75 minutes trend, that is ITF trend, is uptrend in all the stocks. So I am applying the second filter, EMA confluence at 75 minutes demand zones, having daily EMA confluence. By enabling the filter, we got 2 stocks. So these 2 15 minutes demand zones might be having more high probability to get success, the entry time frame zones, provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next we will generate the report based on the second strategy, removing ITF EMA filter. Second strategy, first step, 3 filters I have to set: LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence, that is 15 minutes, 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. 3 filters. So 15 minutes and 75 minutes, 15 minutes and daily, 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. By enabling all the 3 filters, we got 2 stocks. In these 2 demand zones, both these 15 minutes demand zones are overlapped with the 75 minutes demand zone. Both together again overlapped with the daily demand zone. And daily trend is uptrend in only 1 stock. So let's verify if this 15 minutes demand zone having a high probability by setting the second filter on this daily demand zone having daily EMA confluence. So the overlapped 15 minutes demand zone inside the daily might be having more high probability to get success if any stock is filtered. But at the same time, daily trend should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. Let's filter. So this one stock having uptrend daily trend is filtered. So this 15 minutes demand zone, which is overlapped inside the daily, might be having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, this is bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame zones are 15 minute supply zones. And at 15 minutes time frame, I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement violated, opposing zone. Minimum odd and enhanced score should be 12. And also, this 15 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter, at 15 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. Let's filter. So we got 8 stocks supporting bearish trade setup for daily income trade, and all the entry time frame zones are 15 minute supply zones. So total we got 8 stocks. But you can't plan trade directly. We should identify high probability trade setup 15 minute supply zones based on the 2 strategies that you learned in lesson 27. So first strategy, first step, LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. Applying the filter on those 8 stocks, LTF and ITF, that is 15 minutes and 75 minutes, supply zone confluence. By enabling this filter on those 8 stocks, we got 6 stocks. In all the 6 stocks, all these 15 minute supply zones are overlapped with 75 minute supply zone. And 75 minutes trend, ITF trend is downtrend in all the stocks. So again I am applying the second filter on the 75 minute supply zones with daily EMA confluence. So by enabling the filter, we got only 1 stock. So this 15 minute supply zone might be having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next let us generate the report based on the second strategy. So removing ITF EMA filter. So second strategy, first step, LTF, ITF and HTF supply zone confluence. That means 3 filters we have to set here. 15 minutes and 75 minutes, 15 minutes and daily, 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. That is 15 minutes, 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. So now we got 3 stocks. So these 3 stocks, all these 15 minute supply zones are overlapped with 75 minute supply zone. Both together overlapped with daily supply zone. But daily trend, HTF trend is sideways. Sideways trend EMA confluence does not give any advantage. So we are not applying the second filter. That means second report we don't have any high probability trade setup zones. So this is bearish trade setup for daily income trade. We have completed all the 3 income trade reports. Next I am finding the stocks near demand and supply zones for all the time frames starting with yearly. Price closed inside the yearly demand zone. We got 3 stocks. Next, price closed inside the yearly supply zone. We don't have any stocks. Next time frame half yearly. Price closed inside half yearly demand zone. We got 8 stocks. Next, price closed inside the half-yearly supply zone, we got 3 stocks. So next time frame quarterly, stocks near quarterly demand zone, we got 1 stock. Next, stocks near to the quarterly supply zone, we got 1 stock. Next, price closed inside the quarterly demand zone, we got 21 stocks. Further, we are applying EMA confluence filter on these 21 stocks. That is EMA confluence at quarterly demand zone having quarterly EMA confluence. At the same time, trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. It can be up or down trend. Let's filter. We got 13 stocks. Next, price closed inside the quarterly supply zone. We got 11 stocks. Again, I am applying EMA confluence filter on these 11 stocks. that is quarterly supply zone having quarterly EMA confluence, and trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. We got 3 stocks. Next time frame is monthly. Stocks near to the monthly demand zone, we got 9 stocks. Next, stocks near to the monthly supply zone, we got 3 stocks. Next, price closed inside the monthly demand zone. First 20 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 25 stocks. Again, I am applying EMA confluence filter on these 25 stocks. That is monthly demand zone having monthly EMA confluence. Trend on the monthly should not be sideways. So we got 15 stocks. Okay, next, price closed inside the monthly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 22 stocks. Again, applying EMA confluence on these 22 monthly supply zones. Monthly supply zone with monthly EMA, and also trend on the monthly should not be sideways. So we got 8 stocks. Next time frame is weekly. Stocks near to the weekly demand zone, we got 14 stocks. Next, stocks near to the weekly supply zone, we got 4 stocks. Next, price closed inside the weekly demand zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 49 stocks are filtered. We can again apply EMA confluence on these 49 weekly demand zones. That is EMA confluence, weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. At the same time, trend on the weekly should not be sideways. Now we got reduced list. First 16 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 25 stocks are filtered. Okay, next, price closed inside the weekly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. 40 stocks are filtered. Further, we will filter this list based on weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence. At the same time, trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It can be up or down trend. So we got 14 stocks. Next time frame daily already generated in the beginning of the report. So the next time frame is 125 minutes. Stocks near to the 125 minutes demand zone, we got 11 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 125 minutes supply zone, we got 10 stocks. Next time frame 75 minutes. Stocks near to the 75 minutes demand zone already generated in the beginning of the report. So the next time frame 25 minutes. Stocks near to the 25 minutes demand zone, we got 10 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 25 minutes supply zone, we got 4 stocks. Next time frame is 15 minutes. So stocks near to the 15 minutes demand zone, we got 8 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 15 minutes supply zone, we got 5 stocks. Next time frame is 5 minutes. Stocks near to the 5 minutes demand zone, we got 11 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 5 minutes supply zone, we got 11 stocks. This is about stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames. Final report, I am generating stop buffers based on the daily ATR. First 17 in this list are indices, remaining all are equity stocks. So I am scrolling the list down. Whichever the stock you want to refer, pause the video, study the report. After that, you proceed further. Okay, I am scrolling the list down. So this is the end of the report. Hope this information will be useful to you for your further study and analysis. Let us all meet again in our next video. Thank you.